Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's me again, Six Paths Dunga, coming to you all again with yet another video. So today we're going to be talking about a very popular topic in the Boruto community. And depending on who you ask, the most interesting part of chapter 25, which actually could shift the tide of the series tenfold. So relax, get some snacks, and enjoy the video. But of course, before we get into it, let me first ask you guys to drop a quick like on the video. It's the fastest, most effective way to let me know that you guys enjoy the content. For this one, let's aim for 400 likes if you want to see me stream the spoilers for chapter 26. Go ahead and show that love, man. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but in my opinion, chapter 25 was a cool 9 out of 10 chapter for me. It not only wrapped up the previous arc, but it created new narratives that the story can feed off of and eventually start another very important arc. And we also got a lot of anticipated content too, like the Thorn Soul's function. We wanted to see what would happen once someone was eventually saved from the tree-like state, and how the Thorn Soul played a factor into it. We found out exactly how that works. Even though I can't say we know everything there is to know about the Thorn Soul, its origin, and purpose, we still gotten some very important info that clears up some questions or concerns we might have had regarding that topic. One of the most important moments of the chapter was, of course, Sarada's confession. Now, of course, if you don't care about all the romantic stuff and all that in shonen manga, then you probably wouldn't analyze something like this. A lot of people don't care for it, so it's not an abnormal thing. But I loved how her confession isn't just about love. I like how it's tied to something deeper in her character. It's something that was holding her back mentally. By accepting herself as she was, she accepted her true feelings, and therefore conquered her mental block that was stopping her from reaching her potential. Not really related to the video, but that was something I really appreciated from IKEMOTO. So diving into the chapter, right? What I want to talk about today was kinda unexpected on release. Like going into the chapter, I didn't really expect to see Himawari. Now, of course, you can probably tell from the chapter cover, but when I was reading the spoilers for the chapter, I literally did not see the cover until after I was done with my first read through. But yeah, not only was Himawari a surprise to me, it was even more of a surprise to see her sparring with Kurama. When we enter this scene with the both of them, we're introduced with them fighting in what seems to be Himawari's psyche. Basically the same place that Naruto taught with Kurama all these years. Himawari is being trained by Kurama, which by the way, I think is a pretty good idea. Since Kurama isn't necessarily evil-hearted anymore, thanks to Naruto, I think he's the perfect person to be training partners with Himawari. Since she doesn't have access to Jinchuriki like Killer Bee to teach her how to sync with a tailed beast better, I fear if not for Kurama, she's out of luck. And that's where things will be slightly more difficult for her in comparison to Naruto. And in no way am I trying to say that Naruto had it easy. I'm just saying he was fortunate to have people around him like Jiraiya, who taught him how to tap into the Nine-Tails chakra, and Killer Bee, who helped him tame the Nine-Tails and taught him how to really use its power. So her being trained by Nine-Tails is not only good to better their relationship with each other, but it could speed up the process for Himawari to master Kurama's power and abilities. And that's exactly what they're training for, as you can see right here on the screen. Kurama and Himawari are trained for one thing and one thing only, to be able to survive against JURA. They each know that they're his target, so training to be able to defeat him, or at least not get devoured, is like the bare minimum at this point. So once Himawari finished getting smacked up by Kurama, he states to her that she's doing the training all wrong. He's frustrated with her because she's relying on her physical strength more than her chakra control. So it seems like this training is more or less aiming to increase her chakra control. And through her exceptional control of chakra, she's gonna be able to become better than an average shinobi. Chakra control is gonna be very important for Himawari in the future, because besides her having huge chakra reserves just by being an Uzumaki Hyuga hybrid, she also houses the power of the Nine-Tails inside of her. And with her having access to this level of chakra at such a young age, it opens up so much options and possibilities for her. Like for example, because of Kurama, she now has the potential to be one of the best medical shinobi there ever was, surpassing that of Sakura and Tsunade with relative ease. And before I get those people correcting me in the comment section, no, I'm not limiting her to just being a medical kunoichi. She can quite easily become a Kaguya Slayer level shinobi with a few years to come. But since she has the Nine-Tails chakra, and she's already good at just using it to heal others and going through extensive chakra control training right now, which is needed to even become a medical ninja, then that might as well be in her arsenal. Naruto wasn't able to do what Himawari is doing until the war arc. It mostly had to do with him just befriending Kurama. But on the other hand, Kurama could benefit from this training the most because of her Byakugan. Some people forget that this is the first time we can potentially see the Byakugan working together with the Nine Tails chakra in combat. And using the Byakugan in combination with the Gentle Palm technique, if she chooses to learn this fighting style, it requires very precise chakra control. With Himawari's mastery over the Nine Tails chakra and access to modes like Perfected KCM or potentially Baryon mode, which I plan to get into in a second, she can reach speeds of which Naruto was able to reach with his Sage of Six Paths power. And we can see with this power, he was easily able to blitz Kaguya and slice her arm clean off. Now of course, since Himawari is training with Kurama to reach this point, and much earlier than Naruto did, of course it gives her an opportunity to grow to a point to where she can become stronger than Naruto when she reaches the same age as he was in the war. So I think that gives her like 4 to 5 more years. So combine this speed and attack power with techniques like the Gentle Fist, which literally includes moves like 8 trigrams, 64 palms, and an ability I'm pretty confident she'll learn sooner or later in the Twin Lion Fist, and you'll see she'll be able to destroy celestial level beings like it's nothing. Like Himawari can easily just be an assassin the way she'll be moving. I shouldn't need to remind you guys of how deadly the Gentle Fist techniques truly are. It inflicts internal damage through the body's chakra pathway system. It easily damages or even shuts down your organs with a single strike, just because they're closely intertwined with the area of the network which has been struck. Which means she can just kinda stop your heart at any time by hitting the right chakra points in your body. Combine this with the speed and attack potency amp the Nine Tails chakra gives you, along with the Byakugan, then you literally have one of the strongest and deadliest weapons the ninja world has ever seen. Yeah, and that thing I said about her being a Kaguya Slayer, yeah, she quite literally can just do that. I wasn't just talking. But why stop there? They're training to defeat JURA. When fighting against a superior foe like that, you need some power that's not entirely logical. You need power that can rival the gods, and that could be a real possibility for her now. You see, when Kurama was talking to Himawari, he mentioned something really interesting as it pertains to her character. He states that she's different from a Jinchuriki. Even though she's still human, she's more similar to himself or JURA, meaning she's better described as a Bijuu. So just off this fact, we cannot look at her the same way we do for Naruto, because she's not the same at all. And Kurama tells her to do the same. Since she's more like a Bijuu, she needs to start thinking like one, which means forgetting everything she knows and starting over from square one. Everything about her needs to be different, right down to her fighting style. Since Bijuu are mostly just huge concentrations of chakra, he tells her to view herself in that same light, as a personification of chakra in human form. This is why Kurama stated that she had even more potential than Naruto himself. It was based off the fact that they're both one body and soul. They are one being and therefore should have access to more power, as well as be able to sync their chakra together more soundly. I mean, if they meant it when they said they were one body and soul, then I suppose that means it would be the same for their chakra too, right? So if we take into account that they have perfect synchronization with each other, her accessing a power like KCM should be zero problem for her. Not even just Naruto's first KCM, which came out the result of Naruto stealing Nine Tails chakra and not really becoming in sync with him, but KCM 2, where Naruto and Kurama finally achieved perfect synchronization and was able to use more abilities. Okay, so let's move on to something completely different. When we look at transformations like Baryon mode, which is completely different from other transformations like KCM and Six Path Sage mode, this transformation expends the tailed beast in the user's chakra to produce a whole new type of energy, and this energy is produced until one or both of them completely run out of chakra. At the moment, I think Himawari can use Baryon mode, but I don't necessarily think she'll be able to use it freely whenever she wishes. If she used it now, she'd probably die alongside Kurama again, since they are one body and soul. Their chakra is still one. I think she'll be able to use it longer than Naruto did just because Kurama never intended to let Naruto expend all of his chakra, but as it stands, it's still a self-unaliving move. Now, the keys to unlocking the secrets of Baryon mode is finding out and learning how to naturally produce the energy that both of their chakra produce when entering Baryon mode, which Naruto didn't have enough time to do because he was in the middle of the most important fight of his life. But now that the story introduced it to us and brought Kurama back to life, I expect him to bring it up to Himawari at least once in a reference to how strong they'll be able to get while being together. Naruto and Himawari are very different, and I knew they were different ever since she was just out here launching Bijuu bombs, with just appearing to be in her 9 tails enraged mode. The same mode Naruto appeared to be in versus Haku, way back in the Land of Waves. Yeah, Himawari was launching Bijuu bombs just like that. And mind you, Naruto couldn't do that until he sprouted 4 tails. So to compare them when it comes to their unique 9 tails power and potential is insane. It could be that Himawari won't even need KCM to give her access to all of Kurama's power. That's just an example of how her and Naruto differ. But when talking about Baryon mode, I can definitely say it's something they should explore. Because at this point, to help take down JURA, she's gonna need a lump sum of power that surpasses that of just KCM. The story hypes Himawari up by talking about potential that surpasses all of her predecessors. She needs to show it, but also reach a point with Kurama where she can start rivaling Shinju levels of power. With that being said, the question that needs to be answered today is, do you think Himawari and Kurama can sync well enough to naturally produce this energy that is needed to use Baryon mode? That's all we should be worrying about. And I think combining all her factors like the statement about her potential, her new unique relationship with Kurama, her actually training and working towards that goal, as well as her thirst to get more power to help Boruto, she'll be able to either match Baryon levels of power or even surpass it. But hey, let me know if I'm speaking facts or not in the comment section. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. That's more or less everything I wanted to ramble on about Himawari. Some of it I already mentioned in another video too, but for simplicity reasons and the fact that it applied to this situation as well, I chose to include that info in this video too. So of course, if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more like this in the near future, go ahead and drop that like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you know whenever I upload or go live for chapter spoilers. And until next time, I'll catch you boys and girls later, and I'm out. Peace.